Okay, in this third lesson, we're going to be focusing on a process that happens in plants called photosynthesis. Those are the key words that we're going to be using in this lesson up at the top. And to start off, what do solar panels and trees have in common? The thing that they mainly have in common is the fact that they both need sunlight, large amounts of sunlight, to work. And plants and trees need the sunlight for this process, photosynthesis, to occur. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants can make their own food. They have this ability that we do not as humans have, where they can produce their own food through the use of sunlight. And that process is called photosynthesis. And we're going to look into depth in that process in this lesson. I'm going to leave these two parts here till later. This is an exercise you're going to be doing at the end of this lesson. Okay, so the learning outcomes is we're going to describe the process of photosynthesis, stating the word equation, explain how plants obtain water and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, and analyse how plants use glucose. Some of those learning outcomes we're going to spend more time on in coming lessons. Okay, first of all though, we're going to do a bit of a lesson recap on plant cells that you covered in lesson 2. Here are 5 separate sentences. Each one of them has mistakes in them. What I want you to do is to write out the wrong version in your books and then write out what the correct version should be. To help you with this, you can use the following 5 or 6 slides. I've copied them across from the last lesson, so you can use them to help you with this task. So stop the video and complete this task. Answers to this task will be included in the next lesson slides. Okay, plants make their own food by photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a chemical reaction that uses light energy. I want you to copy both those sentences down in your books. Anything that's in a different colour, I want you to underline or highlight. The word photosynthesis comes from the Greek language. Photo means light in Greek, and synthesis means putting together or producing. Photosynthesis just means putting together with light. I want you now to double click on the hyperlink, the YouTube hyperlink there, and to watch the video on photosynthesis to provide a bit more background on this vital process that happens in plants. Okay, so what is needed for photosynthesis? These are the 4 things that are needed. First one is water. Okay, water will come up from the roots of a plant in the soil, and it'll then move its way up the stem to the leaf. The second thing is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide enters the leaf through small holes on the underneath of the leaf. Okay, so on the very base of the leaf, there will be small gaps. They're called stoma, and carbon dioxide can travel into the leaf that way. Number 3 is sunlight, which we've already said is needed for this process. And number 4 is chlorophyll. And what we learned chlorophyll in the last lesson, that it's the green pigment that's found inside chloroplast, that's found inside plant cells. That's the reason why all leaves are green. So those are the 4 things that are needed for photosynthesis to take place: water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and chlorophyll. What I want you to do now is to draw a leaf in pencil in your book and to label these 4 ingredients needed for photosynthesis. So stop the video and do that now. Okay, so what I want you to do now is, this is the final activity of the lesson. I've uploaded information sheet. It's attached to this assignment, and you're all going to get your own copy. I want you to click into it, and there are 2 sets of questions. This is what the activity looks like. So there's a bit of information at the top. It's a bit of a summary of what you've learned in today's lesson. And then at the bottom there are a set of harder questions. And if you go on to the next page, there's also easier questions. I want everyone to try and start on the harder ones, and I want you to answer these. You can answer them on the assignment itself and then submit the assignment if you've got space. If the assignment's difficult, in order for you to include your answers, then I want you to write the answers in your book and then upload it on the remote learning workbook. So try and fill this in on the sheet itself. You can use the internet and any search engines to help you with these questions, but try and do it with what you've learned today as well. If the harder questions, if you're struggling with them, go on to the easier ones and do them. The easier ones are true and false questions. I want to state that you do not need to complete both sets of questions. One set is all that needs completed. Do not try and do both. And that's the end of the lesson, once you've completed that.